What's up, Shonen fans? It's Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and welcome to my review of Bleach, Chapter 485. Our chapter this week opens up with the brand new villains being as ruthless as ever. We can see that these brand new characters are suffering some huge damage, and the main villain does not give a crap. After a bit of brief dialogue from the villains, we then go back to everybody in the Karakura town, and they're being as goofy Bleach as ever. Nothing really happens here. However, we do find out that Asakibe is indeed dead, and they are going to have a funeral for him, and all of the Shinigami that are there are going to have to attend. At this point, Ichigo decides that he's going to take a walk and goes outside in Karakura town to basically just go on patrol, see if he can kill a few hollows. He actually does run into a hollow, one we haven't seen in a long time. Well, not exactly a hollow, more of an Car. Nell, too, has returned, and she emerges from the skies being as goofy as ever, crying all over the place with snot flying everywhere. And at first it seems like it's going to be kind of a friendly reunion. That is, of course, until we find out that Hueco Mundo is being invaded. The end of the chapter brings us back to our villains, and this time it looks like the main bad guy is not taking any crap anymore. The one character who seems to be heavily damaged goes by the name of Looters Freegan, which is a pretty interesting name to say the least, and basically the main villain taunts him right before he kills him with some weird ability where it looks like his head just immediately pops and explodes off. I'm pretty sure this guy is dead. He then takes his attention over to Ivan Osguero, where he basically does the same exact thing and immediately kills him off as well. It's at this point, however, we are finally given the revelation that these characters were indeed Car, and apparently this main villain has the ability to make more Car, or at least get them, and that's when we find out a huge thing. He actually has Halibel, the third Espada, tied up, and he's using her as some sort of means to possibly create these Car. And this is where our chapter comes to a close. Another chapter that gave us a few more answers and a lot more questions. Obviously, the big thing this week, I loved finding out that Ivan Osguero was actually in a Car. It was pretty obvious by the way he looked. But there's still the bigger question of the fact that he was using Quincy abilities, and we still don't really know who these guys are. A huge plot point, however, did start in this chapter. It appears that they are going to be invading Hueco Mundo as well. So it looks like they're attacking all spectrums of this universe, and it's obviously going to have some huge effect. If there's one thing I can say this week, all of the artwork is really, really well done. I love the way the new villain is. He's incredibly ruthless, and the author really isn't giving us any hint to what his abilities are. One of my friends, Corey back here, he was actually theorizing maybe that he's using beams or something. Maybe he has a sword or something. I'm not really sure. There's really no indicating. He just doesn't really move when he's attacking, and that can show maybe just how powerful he really is. Nell returning, obviously, is a really, really huge plot point. I love Nell. I think she's a very funny character. And her returning is just a hint that, we'll get to see in her adult form again. And she's just awesome in that form, not only because she's sexy as hell, but she kicks some ass. But the plot continues to thicken, and, there's still more questions. We still have no idea who these villains are. Are they the Quincy? Are they a Car? Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of freaky hybrid. We just have to keep reading to find out. So because of that, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. It was a really brutal chapter and a lot of cool revelations, and it was great to see Nell return again. As far as the question goes this week, I just want to ask you guys, what the hell's going on? Because I really have no idea what's going to be going on in this series. But in particular, I want to know your thoughts about these villains and why exactly they're also invading Hueco Mundo. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about this chapter, you can let me know with your comments below. And remember, guys, if you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. That concludes my review today, guys. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.